Hello and welcome to this info video. Now, you want to play like your favorite YouTuber, Twitch streamer, or whatever media? Well, it actually starts before here. This is, say this is spawn. This is not where it starts. It starts actually when you create the world. Notice how they all have test folders, all your pros? Well, that's so they can check everything out. Yes, they do all the sound system and everything, but we also use it to look around. Now, I'm not saying all do it, but if you look around, that's weird. You can also go, oh, there's a ravine here. Let's see what's inside it. And you go and have a look, and you see whether you can find something. You know, coal's here, but not much else. So you don't bother looking here. Even if you don't mean to, if you just look around and it's like, oh, look, ravine, subconsciously you're going to remember it. You're going to either deliberately go away from it, or just pretend like you don't know it's there. Now, as far as biomes, obviously, fair enough. You want to make sure you're in one that you're comfortable in. But it goes to the next degree as well. You can make sure that down there is or isn't a deep dark. You have dungeons around. You can obviously use a map and all that on chunk base, all those type places. But obviously, it doesn't show you where all the ores are. So the only way to look is actually go in. Ever wonder how they end up with the fact that they have chest loads of stuff after day one? Yeah. It's not so much that they're good at the game, they sort of know where a lot of the stuff is. It is some RNG, because obviously you can't just mine everything. But there are programs that actually tell you how many of each blocks are underneath everything. Not saying he used it to do anything, but Ethos Lab, has used it to actually do some research as to the creation of different ores at different levels, how many, what's the best Y levels, going way back before it was common knowledge as it is now. And yeah, so there are programs out there that actually tell you where to dig. Now, obviously, a village is quite handy. In most playthroughs, you'll see them, they'll have a quick look around, punch trees, do all that, because that is what is expected. Pretty much always, you'll see people find a village first. After they do all the nonsense with the trees, they'll come here and looking for their tools, their villages, lock them up. Especially if they're on a server, they'll divvy them up and they've already decided who gets what, because obviously they've all had a look at the server before it resets. And yeah, so you want to find a village first, not punch a tree, because say you punch a tree, you go mining, you get your tools, you don't have a bed. You could be hundreds of blocks that way, rich as. You then end up hundreds of blocks, maybe thousands of blocks back at spawn. And you're not getting that back very easily. So find a village first. That is pro tip number 2 after check out the area. Don't go down underneath and check out where the ores are. That will just ruin your gameplay. Diamonds are hard enough to find, but don't resort to pretty much cheating. Now, third pro tip, live in the village. First thing you do, first couple of nights, live in the village, you have a free bed, food, generally, unless you got a bad village, and golems protect you. Half the time, they're pretty useless most of the time, but you generally have everything you need for the first few nights. So, start in the village, go mining, get your stuff, have a little halfway home, and then go out and build yourself a little home. Now you can build it anywhere you want, close, far away from the village. If you're going to have a big base set up, don't build near a village. The reason why they don't stay near the village is iron farms, village breeders, all them get affected heavily by villages. The ones that live in a village, I think Doc's done it a couple of times. Doc 77. Doc M77, sorry. Is he wipes out the village and uses the village as his base. And he pretty well known for his village and villager enterprises. So yeah, he'll take over this entire village and probably build a bunch of stuff underground and have a big villager breeder somewhere. But the villagers won't actually be living in their homes. So, you've got your island, you know where you got a good spot. You've gone mine for a couple of days, Minecraft days. You got your resources started. You've gone and built a base. Obviously, you're sleeping because you have a bed. So these guys aren't going to be as bad. Obviously, they're going to be in the caves. But say you moved away from the village, nice flat spot over here. Now, what you want to do is make sure that you have food and food farms. Yes, it's boring, but these guys, even them, if you find a zombie spawner, that's free food. But these guys, and wheat seeds, obviously I'm in creative mode, so nothing's going to drop, but it comes from just breaking grass. Set that up next. You got your resources, you got your food, pretty much everything else stems from that. As soon as you got ability for food, you can do more resource gathering. As soon as you got more resource gathering, you can get more food, more resource, more farms, more everything else. Don't underestimate what biome you're actually in. Now F3 tells you the biome. We are currently in a river, which is actually quite unusual because, I suppose they did fix it. But generally these couple of blocks, still river. Oh, here we go. It's the opposite. This is river, whereas usually this is not river. It's whatever biome, but we got a backwards river. These few blocks are actually river. And yeah, knowing what biome you're in is very important. And knowing what biome is near you and everything, not just for resources. The game coding is actually quite biome specific. So you want to make sure you know your biomes. Now, the nether. Obviously, you want to check out the nether when you check out your world. Because if you don't check out your nether, you could end up with a terrible nether spawn and spend the next 3 days real life trying to get anywhere in the nether. Whoa. Okay, Minecraft is silly sometimes. Okay, let's not do that again. Yeah, see? We would have a nightmare of a time with this spawn. That's why they check it. Let's see if we got lucky with any fortresses. I will turn render distance right up. Looks like we got a massive lake. Now, obviously, you could do your early XP farm, piglins, all that. And you might... yeah, something like this, you probably... yeah. You can see they're spawning quite nicely, so yeah. You could do a little early XP farm, but that's about it. Even as a casual player, you'd want to delete the world, because there's no upside to a spawn like this, and the overworld wasn't anything to brag about. The biomes, you can just keep going until you get the biome you want with the kind of seed. But yeah, something like this, they delete the world and start again. So, let's recap what is what. 1, the pros spawn in, have a look around, load all the chunks as well, because obviously any of the flying around you do, if you got a lazy chunk that's not loaded, you might miss something. So they fly around, load all the chunks, and then have a look at what's what. Then obviously they have a look at the nether as well, but generally the overworld is more important for the immediate, and then they'll check never spawns. Then they will know where the village is, 1 or 2, depending on how close everything is. I'll turn the render distance back down. So yeah, they find a village, because food, villagers, somewhat guardian. Sometimes you can get these guys trapped in the farm, so free food. And then, not saying all do, but you can tell the ones that do because they have awesome first days with a bunch of resources and ores. They go and have a look at the different ravines, the mines, the caves, and find a bunch of resources and where they're located. And obviously Deep Dark, get to know where that is. Probably use a website like Chunkbase to do everything as well. So yeah. Oh, look. Underneath, we got a mine shaft. Now, that would make a great day 1 footage. Obviously, the spawns are terrible, so you wouldn't actually be playing on this day 1 unless you moved house to a better nether spawn. But yeah, as you can see, nice big cave, they can go exploring. Then you have the mine shaft, wherever it got to. And yeah, so they're not looking at as how can I play this world. It's more how can I make episodes, how can I make money off this seed. So yeah, so you got to look at it that way as well. And we got unlucky there. Would have been nice to get a golden apple or a enchanted apple just for video. No, but good resources. Be a good little find. Obviously they're random every time, but it's always good to get the resources anyway, even if you can't keep them. And yeah, lava pool for obsidian, and yeah. So, depending on where the nearest fortress is, they might actually have kept this seed. Because this makes a very good first, second, even third episode. Because they'll make a farm out of the spiders. Explore this day one. Go, ooh, amazing, I found that. Trap all the villagers. Go exploring and caving. And then do the nether for the next one. See that it's a bad spawn and go, oh, dearie me, and make a whole deal about how bad the spawn is. But then obviously find the bastion and take on the bastion for content. But as you can see, being able to find resources like that, like you've got a piece of iron here, 2 pieces, and yet we're flying around and we can't find a bunch of resources. So if your favorite peoples get bucket loads of resources day one, then they'll probably have scouted the area, because you'll go there and you'll mine down there because you see all the resources, and you'll collect them along and go, oh look, I've got a wonderful haul. And yeah, probably episode 2 will be a cave spider farm. Episode 3 would be the nether probably. So yeah, as you can see, that's how you oh, it's down there. That's how you actually go about the world if you're looking at it from a creator point of view. You're not actually caring about the world. It's what can I do, in what order, how easily can I get stuff, and yeah, purely to make episodes. It's got nothing to do with any idea they got, anything. It's, okay, this is this seed. I've designed a place already. I know all the blocks. I can put it here, say, build into the mountain. Okay, it's 20 blocks wide by 13 blocks long. Okay, what room do I have to work with? That type of stuff. It's not random like they make it seem. Now you know how to play like a pro, and make sure you get a world that actually suits your needs like a pro. We'll do what everyone likes doing, and that's punch a villager. And we will see you next time. Hey, you wrecked it. But I shall catch you next time I do something like this. Bye bye. See y'all.